Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings. It's Saturday at noon, so it's time for our weekly catalog Copycat cards, where I create a project made from one of our Stampin' Up catalogs. And welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Glad you're here today. We always start out our time together with giving away the project that I made last time. So this is the really pretty card that I made last Saturday, and we used the Christmas season stamp set as well as the coordinating dies. This is a really pretty bundle that is available in our mini catalog. And let's go ahead and pick the names. The way to have a chance at winning the project is by leaving a comment on either Facebook or on YouTube. I also appreciate thumbs up. And if you like what I'm doing, please indicate that. It really helps me greatly. So thank you again for all your comments, and let's see who's going to win the project this week. And our winner this time is Paula. So thank you, Paula. I really appreciate you watching as always, and everybody watching for that matter. So I do hope that you like what I'm doing each week, and thank you again for watching. The project that I'm going to work on today comes from our holiday mini catalog, and this catalog has so many wonderful holiday stamp sets and products that we can make our holiday cards with. So we're going to work again here on pages 24 and 25 with the Whimsy and Wonder Suite. This is a very pretty suite of products, so let me show you what's included. There is the stamp set with the coordinating dies. So this is a bundle, and again, just as a reminder, our bundles are always discounted 10% when purchased together. These can be purchased independently, of course, but it always makes sense to purchase them together because they coordinate perfectly. So the stamp set is 10 stamps. They are red rubber, looks like this. And then the dies, I'm going to show you a lot of samples at the end of the video with different cards made with these dies. They are really one of the nicest in the catalog. So that's what our bundle looks like. We're going to be using those today. And then the rest of the suite products include this really pretty ribbon, which is on Blushing Bride. It's called Frayed Grow Grain. So it has a real soft kind of a frayed edge to it. So that is beautiful. And then we have the wonderful snowflakes. So they come like this in a package. Let's see, there are 24 in a package for just $6. And they simply punch right out. They're kind of like a white iridescent on one side, and then more of a matte, flat kind of a paper on the other side. So if we don't want to use the shiny side, we can always turn over and use the other side and add color. So we could use a blending brush on this, or a blends marker, or pastels. So we could really color them any color that we'd like. So that's what those look like. And then the Designer Series paper, I've been busy using this. So it is, I just have some pieces and parts left to it, but of course there's always 12 pieces of 12 by 12 inch paper, and each piece is double-sided. So it looks like this, the silver one. And then these are all of the other parts that are part of this, and you can see I've cut quite a few, and so I'm down to just some smaller scraps here, but the colors are so pretty. They're very atypical, so all the pinks and the greens, and also this pop of blue, which is so pretty. Very pretty set of paper. So that's what the Whimsy paper looks like. And then our project today that we're going to copy is this one right here on page 24, right at the top. Get my catalog. Okay, so we're going to do this one right here. This little card, you can see that it is much smaller than a normal card in size. So I was trying to figure out what size to make that and how I would be able to mail that. So the idea I came up with is to use one of our note card envelopes. So this is a package of our note cards. There are 20 in a package, and they come in either our basic white or our very vanilla. And the beauty of these is that they are already cut and scored. You can see the score line. And so they're simply ready to decorate. Super easy. And you get so many. I think they're only like $7 for this package of 20. And then the envelopes. So a card can be easily put together, decorated, and mailed. And these envelopes are 3.5 by 5. And these are the smallest size that the post office will mail. So these are definitely mailable. So I thought I'm going to just use this as my envelope and then kind of work backward to figure out the dimensions of this little card. So all I did was simply take my ruler and measure. So 3.5 by 5. And then actually they're like 5.25. So I just cut my cardstock accordingly. So I doubled the width because obviously we're going to fold the card in half. And I just made it about 1/8 of an inch smaller or 1/4 inch smaller. So I'll have 1/8 of an inch of space all the way around. And then when this is folded in half, that will fit exactly in this envelope. So it will be mailable. So I hope that is helpful to everybody. Note cards are the best. I really do like using them a lot. And then for those who love to color, this is definitely going to be right up your alley. So I'm a colorer. I have always loved coloring since I was a little girl. And we have the most perfect product to do coloring with. And these are our blends markers. So they are alcohol markers. They are in all of the Stampin' Up! Custom colors, all of our exclusive colors. They have 2 ends to them. So the caps fit really tight on here to keep them from drying out. So there is a nubby end on one end. So that's really good for coloring in tight spaces. And then the other end is more of a brush end. This one is kind of old, so it's a little bit destroyed. Let me show you a different one. Okay, so here is what a brand new one looks like. And this end is more of a brush, so we can use it for larger brush strokes and filling in larger areas very quickly. So I have a variety of colors here that we're going to color with. And the rest of our products we're going to need are, of course, our Misty Moonlight cardstock, which we already talked about. And then we also need a piece of our basic white. So I measured this to be the same width of the card. And I think it's about 3, let's see if I measured 3 inches. So yeah, 3 by 5, or 4 and 7/8 actually is the width of my card. So we're going to be doing all of our coloring on that. And then we need another piece of small pink paper. This is one of our brand new in colors, and it is called Polished Pink. So we're going to put our sentiment on that. We need Memento ink, which is our black ink. It's great for all around, just using a black ink. But when we're using our blends markers, these are alcohol, and this is the special ink that we need to use so that the edges that we stamp do not get blurred, okay? So that they don't bleed. So we always need to use Memento with our blends markers. And our blends come in 2 packs. So we have them in most of our 40 colors, and they're available in a 2-pack. So this particular color is called Mossy Meadow. And you can see that we have a light version and a dark version. So these are meant to be used together so that they can blend. Alcohol markers are different from regular water-based markers in that they can blend. They're very smooth when they go on. They don't leave any streaks. The colors can be blended together. So really nice. They're only $9 to get the double pack of them. And again, come in most of our colors. Okay, so let's get started here. I'm going to keep my catalog nearby so I can follow what was done in the sample project. Okay, I think the first thing we'll do is do our sentiment. And this is right from the stamp set. It says, "May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart." So let's go ahead and put that onto our piece of our polished pink cardstock. And I'm just going to place that right in the center, press down and up. Okay, so that's ready to go. And then for our, see how all of the ornaments are hanging. So obviously we only have one stamp, but we're just going to repeatedly stamp that to make all of those across the piece of the white cardstock. So I'm going to bring in a little piece of scrap paper, and then I'll place my white cardstock in the middle here. And then I'm going to use my Memento ink, and I'm just going to ink this up and stamp across several times to make that variety of all of the ornaments that are hanging. So I'm going to place the first one there. And now the next one I'm going to hang a little bit lower, and we're going to end up with a little bit of a gap here. I'm going to show you how to fix that so we can extend those bulbs down a little bit. And now this one, you can see I'm stamping off. That's why I'm using my scrap paper. This one will be a little bit higher. And then this one I'm going to put right about here. And then the last one will be kind of half on, half off. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, and then comes the fun part, the coloring. Actually, I'm going to leave my scrap paper here, and I'll close up my ink. Now the coloring part is, I have a seat here so I can settle in. I'm not going to color the whole thing on camera, but I just want to show a little bit about the blends. So again, the two sides, I'm going to use the nubby end here, and I'm just going to begin coloring. So they did kind of a consistent look where all of the trio of the ornaments is the same. So we could obviously color whatever colors we wanted, but for purposes today, I'm just going to do what they did. So all of the third ornaments have this color, which I used, what is this one? Soft Sea Foam, and this is the light one. So I'm just kind of gently, we don't ever want to press too hard with our blends. I'm kind of like doing a bit of like a flicking motion just to kind of fill in. And we can leave a little bit of white space. It's always good. That kind of gives it a little bit more of a realistic, lifelike look. And then I'm going to go in, this is our cherry cobbler. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of red over to kind of bring that to life. So again, we could use any color. I'm using the colors that are complementary to the designer paper that matches this suite. And then here is our light Mossy Meadow. So this ornament on the bottom has that color. So it's real easy to fill in. And then I used the dark Mossy Meadow just to make the topper on that ornament. And then I went in with a pink, because this is kind of a, there's a lot of pink in the designer paper. So for this one, I colored, and that's the exact color. This is the polished pink. That's the exact color of our sentiment. So I wanted to kind of tie that into the coloring here. So I colored those in pink, and then went back with my red. So of course we can always mix and match our colors, and just kind of made a crisscross just to add a little bit more to that ornament. Okay, and then the way to extend our hangers here on these ornaments. This is my black Stampin' Write marker, which is probably about a decade old, and I went to use it today, and of course it is completely dry. So I just took a regular fine point pen, and I'm just going to hand draw those lines to extend them. So I'm using just kind of fine strokes so that the look of it will match and look exactly like it was stamped and not drawn. And I think this pen is actually drying out. There we go. Okay, so that's good. All right, so that's done. And then one of my favorite products ever is Wink of Stella, which is just a clear, glittery kind of an ink we can apply. So I'm going to apply that to my pink ornaments. So it just gives a little bit of shimmer. So dresses it up a little bit. Okay, so here is how that looks. Hopefully you can see that bit of shimmer I put on. And now we're ready to assemble. So I've gone ahead and created an additional one here, so that shows everything completed. And then I'm going to add this to my card. So we'll use a little bit of our green glue, our green Tombow glue. And I just put a little bit around the ends, not too close to the edge because we don't want that to squish out. So just like that amount is good. It's a very strong glue, dries pretty quickly. And I'm going to place that right on my card. There we go. That looks good. And then our sentiment, I think we shall pop that up with some dimensionals. So dimensionals are just these little stickies. They have two-sided adhesive on them, little hexagons. And we put those onto the back of our cardstock and then peel off the backing, and that exposes the adhesive. And then that will go like that. And then we'll just fold our card with the bone folder, which I don't know where my bone folder is at the moment. Oh, here we go. Okay. And then we'll give that a nice crease. Okay, so our card is done. So if you love coloring, this is definitely a really good stamp set, and the blends are perfect for adding color. I think that turned out really cute. So here's the catalog card, and then here's my card. Very sweet. So let me show you some other cards made with this suite. Again, that designer paper is so, so pretty. Look at the gorgeous colors there. And that was cut out from one of our other stamp sets. That's one of the dies that does the snowflakes. Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? We did a little bit of embossing with silver embossing powder. There's another one. This is a trio die, so it cuts out these 3 windows all at once, and then we added the snowflakes on after. And then here is one of those snowflakes that I showed you. So one of these snowflakes is placed right there. Isn't that pretty? Here's another one, adding that ribbon that's part of the suite. And here's one with the dies. So this is one of the dies that cuts out the trees. And then here are some other dies, part of the suite. Here's another one. This cuts out this like tinsel die, so that fits right over the other die. So cute. Here's another one focusing on that paper, so pretty. And here's one that I used, this was celebration paper, and we used the reindeer punch, but this shows one of the stamps that makes the actual tree. So I thought that was kind of a different way to use it. Here's another one, more cutouts from the dies. Here's that beautiful paper with that. This is what I did. I cut out the negative. So I took once I punched out the snowflake, then I cut around the outline of it, and I used that on my project, and then I placed the snowflake right over it, so it kind of gives it a little bit more dimension. Don't like to waste anything. And then this one, okay? So I think that is it for today, everyone. Thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's project and got some ideas. If I can help anybody with an order, please let me know. Our mini catalog is good through January 3rd, I believe, early January. So we still have some time, but we definitely want to take advantage of all the beautiful products we can order to make our holiday cards. So, all right, well, I hope to see you again next Saturday. Have a great day and a great weekend. Take care, and bye-bye.